All right, hello and welcome. This is our Fit Essentials Intermediate class. My name is Shauna. I'm going to be guiding you through this session. Anyone wearing the blood flow restriction bands, we've already added air. So you can go ahead and do that now. And then when you're ready, we're going to go ahead and come on down to hands and knees to get started. So go ahead and make your way on down to all fours. As you come on down to hands and knees, we're going to start with some cat-cow breathing. It's a nice wide handprint. Set the knees. Set the hands, and then when you're ready, I was watching a video yesterday. I've been showing this the opposite of what we've been doing. So what I learned yesterday is you are going to inhale as you round, lifting up through your shoulder blades, draw that chin in towards your chest, and now we're going to gently exhale as we arch. Draw those shoulders back and down. Very nice. Breathing in nice and deep through the nose. Push those shoulders forward. Draw that chin in. And then nice and smooth out through the mouth as you softly arch, lowering the belly towards the floor. Draw those shoulders out of the ears. Good. Couple more times. Sync it up with your own breathing. Very good. Final time. Wonderful. From there, let's get a nice stretch of those wrists. If you're comfortable to sit back on your feet. Tops of the feet down towards the top of the feet down towards the floor. Sitting up nice and tall, and we'll go with some wrist circles. Making a little fist here. Very good. And circle the other way. Fantastic. And then as you come back to all fours, place those hands down so those fingers are interlacing. Draw the stomach in and just make some nice big circles. Since we're just looking to move through the wrists, get any tension out of the forearms. We have some push-ups coming up today, some mountain climbers, so we'll be on those hands a bit. When you're ready, go ahead and rotate the other direction. And rest from there. Good. Last stretch for the wrists. We're going to go palms down, fingers point in towards you. And then adjust those knees as needed. Walk them back, and then you're just going to lean on back. So Jean, rotate the fingers in a bit more so that they're pointing back towards you if you can. So just kind of rock those hands. Yep. Lean. And come on up and shake it out. All right, crew, we're going to be doing one round of some bird dog work. We're going to go 45 seconds on each side. So for that bird dog, you're going to make a nice wide handprint. We're going to begin with your left arm and the right leg. So when you're ready, you're going to breathe in. You're going to lift up your left arm, point the right leg straight behind. Watch you don't arch that spine. And then as you exhale, bring the hand to just touch the bottom of the knee, or top of the knee rather. Breathing in, stretch it long. Back foot points down towards the floor. Breathing out as you draw together. Good. Eyes looking down and forward once you know the motion. And just bring some awareness to that mid-body. Sometimes you'll tend to drop down out of the hip. Deep breath in, squeeze the glute as you stretch long. Try to imagine trying to expand your body from the tip of the finger down to the bottom of the foot. Very good. 15 seconds left. And then obviously that support arm, you don't want to just sink on down, so be actively engaged and pushing up and away out of that right arm. Good. Let's go one more time. Breathing in, stretch it long, breathing out, and rest. Good job. Child stretch in between sides, toes together, knees walk out. Reach those arms straight out in front and then sink on back. Bow that head down. Let's take 3 nice deep breaths here. One more time. And then when you're ready, bringing it back up and forward. We're going to finish out that bird dog with the opposite side of the body. So readjust those hands, spread those fingers nice and wide. Knees just underneath the hips. And now we'll be going your left arm, right arm, opposite of what we did last time. So breathing in as you stretch long. There we go. Yep, right arm, left leg. Exhale as you draw together. Eyes looking down and forward. At that moment where it's like, did I do the same side as everyone or the opposite side? Lifting up nice and strong out of your support arm. Good. Nice, Kathy. Good position of that hip. Looks solid, Sharon. There you go, Jean. And then just hand touches that thigh right on top of the knee, drawing it together and then stretching it nice and long. A few more times. There's that tendency to start to lose the position of that mid body, starting to arch that low back. So just stay aware that you're drawing that stomach in as you extend that leg back, trying to squeeze the glute of that left leg. And 2, 1, and rest. Good. We're going to take a break off the hands as we roll onto our back, loosening up our low back. And then we're going to come back to our hands for a 1 round of a down dog, knee to elbow. But first, as you lie on down, go ahead and hug both legs in. Hug them into the chest and a little double knee to chest here. Loosen up that low back. We've got some deadlift work coming up later on. If everything eases up there with that double knee to chest, you can go deeper into the spinal twist. Arms come wide for our 2-knee twist. Splaying those arms out to 90 degrees. Both legs come together, one side of the body. And then scoop them up and across, turning that head and neck as you look over the other shoulder. And the legs come back. Let's get between 2 and 3 touches on both sides. Good. Balance yourself out on both sides. Fantastic. And then when you're ready, you're going to come one more time back to all fours for this little warm-up circuit. And for the down dog, knee to elbow, first 30 seconds, we're going to go to the same side elbow. Second 30 seconds, we'll go alternating knee to elbow. So you're going to make that wide handprint. You're going to turn the toes under. Hips are going to drive up and back. And then as you come forward, you're going to draw your knee forward, really lifting up out of those shoulders. So when you're ready, let's go ahead and begin. We're going to practice this a minute from now, using it as some good lengthening for the back of the body and that mid back. As you push back into down dog, draw the chin to the chest, and then guide your heart towards your thighs. Just find a nice rhythm with the breathing. So to really focus on those hips going high, those heels starting to lower down towards the floor. Get a nice stretch in your calves as you push back. Good, and there's our second 30 seconds. If you'd like to change it up, we'll bring the knee diagonally across the body, coming towards the opposite elbow. Keep that breathing nice and consistent. 15 seconds left. Want to feel like you push through the heel of your hand as you drive back. Nice job, crew. And 2, 1. When you're all done there, go ahead and rest. Coming off those hands, shake it all out. Go ahead and give a nice little side-to-side arm swing. Wonderful. And then we're going to come into down dog one more time just to inchworm our way back to standing. If you're already up standing, go ahead and stay there. Otherwise, those of you that are still on the ground, one brief little down dog, coming on up. Those of you that are standing, come into a forward fold, reaching down for the toes, and then slowly back up to standing. Very good. If you have a water bottle nearby, feel free to grab a quick drink. And we're going to start to loosen up through those hips, circling around. Three to 5, 5 to 10, wherever you are, and then start to swivel your hips the other way. Loosen up those hips and low back. Very good. All right, and then a short little side stretch as well. Let's go ahead and stagger the feet. So right foot steps back, right arm reaches up. Reach for the wrist of your right hand with the left. We're going to shift the back hip forward, eyes up, and then pull that wrist across, leaning towards that front leg. Good job coming out of it. Relax the arms down, switching sides. Same thing, other side. Grab the wrist, leaning across. Awesome. All right, we got our first of 4 rounds coming up. We're going to go push-ups, mountain climbers, onto our back for a glute bridge. Then we'll come on up to our feet for some squatting. And then we'll either be marching or some glute kickers near the end. 4 times through. So the first one meant to serve as a warm-up. We'll get a little bit more intense as we move. All right. So for the push-ups, I'm going to be doing my push-ups on an elevated surface and then coming down for the mountain climbers. We'll have about 10 seconds in between exercises, however it works for you. So starting in about 5 seconds here, go ahead and make your way into your first position. Hands just underneath those shoulders. Draw your stomach in, and then when you're ready, nice and smooth, engage the glutes, lower that chest down. Drawing your elbows in towards the sides of your body, not to where they're tight against the sides, but just not winging them out wide. Good, breathing in as you lower, breathing out as you push away. See how everybody's looking here. Nice, Jean, great hand position. Great little transition movement as they come down on the toes, up on the knees. Those of you that don't have that elevated surface. Good, looking strong. And 2, 1, pausing there. If you are up high and feel like you can do the mountain climbers down on the ground, come on down to the floor. Those of you that are already on the floor, get ready. And up on the feet. And then starting with the same side elbow, knee towards the same side elbow. And a little bit different than that down dog knee to elbow in that we're holding this plank throughout. So we never really push our hips up and back. Eyes forward, chin in, and try to time your breath so that you're breathing out as you drive that knee up. 10 seconds left. We're coming on to our back next for some glute bridge pulses. Meaning we're just going to go up and down, nice and smooth. Here we go. Transition onto the back. Draw those shoulders back and down. Keep the knees bent. And then when you're ready, you'll just start those pulses. Just raise the hips up, push the knees out. Just like a standard glute bridge, but moving a little bit faster. Maybe a slightly shorter range of motion to get a little bit more engagement through those muscles. Breathing in as you lower, breathing out as you raise the hips. Fantastic. And we got 3 more times, and we're going to make our way up to standing next for our squats. 2, 1, and transition. Roll it over. Come on up. Place your feet about hip width apart, slight toe out. Draw that stomach in, and then once you get there, when you're ready, we'll start to warm up that squat. Reaching your arms out, pushing your knees wide. Recommended unweighted on this set. Awesome. Halfway through. Pulling down, driving tall. Squeeze the tush as you stand all the way up. And then use your muscles to pull back down. Knees pushing wide. Excellent. 1 or 2 more. When you finish that, we're going to go directly into a march. But we're pulling the heels up to use more of the hamstring than the knees. And if you prefer to jog in place, more like a glute kicker, you're welcome to do that. I'm just going to be marching here. Calf's a little sore this week. 10 seconds left. Wonderful. Almost there. There you go. Nice rhythm group. And go ahead and take a pause. All right, shake it out. Grab a drink. 20 seconds from now, we'll be back for our next round. I'm going to keep these squats unweighted on this set. I'll give some options on sets 3 and 4 to add a little jump in there. We will have some weighted squats in the next session, but if you're doing only this session, you're welcome to add some weights as well. All right, round 2, push-ups. Here we go. Squeeze and drive. Sorry, I didn't transition you very well on that. Come on in and join us when you're ready. Eyes forward, midline tight. Try to flex your thighs, flex the glutes, even though you're working that upper body so you can hold that nice, strong plank position. Wonderful, good. Breathing in as you lower, breathing out as you push away. Nice work. Good, nice neutral head position, everyone. Final time. Good, either stay there, you can come off the hands, those of you that are on the ground. Those of you that are elevated, if you want to come down to the floor, we're moving right into our mountain climbers. And here we go. We're going to stay with the same side elbow. On rounds 3 and 4, we'll have that option to go diagonal across the body. So chin in, eyes looking forward, meaning down at your mat, not up ahead. Wonderful, good. Holding those hips nice and strong, not letting them swing side to side. Then a nice, powerful knee drive. Two, 1, and onto your back. If you want to do a frog bridge this time as you come on down, take the soles of your feet together. So I'll push the soles of my feet together. And then same idea from there, drawing the shoulders under. And 30 seconds starts now. Just a little pulse of those hips up and down. Think about keeping some length in that lower spine. It's also a great time to draw that chin in towards the chest. Keep lengthening the back of the neck. Woo, 10 seconds. Squatting is next. 2, 1, and make your way to your feet. Roll it on over, come on up. As mentioned, I'm going to stay unweighted. If you don't plan on joining us for the last circuit, you're welcome to hold a little bit of weight. Set those feet. And when you get there, round 2. Good. Pulling down, pushing up. Full foot planted. Awesome. Yeah. Also hold some nice light weights and do that front raise with the weight. See, a couple of you chose that option here. 2, 1, and pausing there. Short shakeout. And then as soon as you're ready, making our way into those glute kickers, running in place or marching in place. Time to tug. Here you go. Eyes up. Rest breaks coming. 15 seconds left. Nice work, everyone. Final 5 seconds. 2, 1, and 30-second break. Great job. Grab a drink. So this will be the round if you want to go opposite knee to elbow on those mountain climbers. But first, the push-up, starting in 10 seconds. Those of you wearing the blood flow bands, we're gonna let the air out after this round. Hands right underneath those shoulders. 2, 1, begin. Up and down. Draw those elbows in. Ideally, we'd like to take that chest all the way to the floor or all the way to the surface without any pain in your shoulders. So make sure that the range of motion you're using is pain-free. Still keeping that strong engagement of that lower body. 5 seconds left. And transition. Either shake it out if you're already on the ground. You were up on that elevated surface. Come on down. And 2, 1. Here we go. Now we're going to go knee to the opposite elbow. Nice strong knee drive up and across. Elbows stay straight. Feel those little finger pads kind of grip on down. Feel the arch of the hand. Raise up and engage. Take some of that pressure off the wrist. 10 seconds to go. And then we'll be coming on to our back. I'm going to stick with that frog bridge. So the soles of the feet will be together and transition. If that frog bridge doesn't feel right, then just stay with that regular glute bridge. The bottoms of the feet together. Shoulders back and down. When you get into position, go ahead and go. Lengthening through the back of the spine, drawing the chin in towards the chest. Also a fantastic exercise to think about not just our big muscles and our big movers, but see if you can kind of engage those smaller muscles of your pelvic floor. Build some strength there. 10 seconds to go. Whew. And here we go. Back to the feet. Roll it on over, coming on up. Our third set of squats. So you can either hold a light weight, raising up and down. If you want to do a little bit of a jump, as I stand up, I just do like a barely just kind of lift the hips, a little hop at the top. Controlling down, squeeze the hips. Nice and controlled. Nice. Pushing those arms back. Woo. Give just a little bit more burn through those thighs. 10 seconds, crew. And 2, 1. Taking that rest. Oh, sorry. Heels up and down for the glute kickers. Almost forgot. Driving the arms to the side. Either a march or more of a running. Good job. Keep it rolling. There you go. Nice, Sharon. 10 seconds. Nice gentle smiles as the end of set 3. And take your rest there. All right, if you're wearing the blood flow bands, let the air out or take them off. One more round to go. So if you're feeling strong with your push-ups, maybe you were elevated with the bands on, but if you want a harder effort, now you could take it down to the floor for this last set. Starting in 10 seconds. Push-ups first. Set the hands. Spread those fingers, and here we go. So coming down as far as you can. Ideally, want to see a moving plank. Nice rigid body. Good smooth shoulder position. Breathing in as you lower. Breathing out as you guide and push away. Keep drawing that stomach in. 10 seconds left. Heck yeah, good job. Getting stronger, Kathy. Good range of motion, Jean. Maybe one more time. And short break, shaking out the hands, coming off those hands for a moment. To our last set of mountain climbers. See a little puppy face in the camera. And coming back into that mountain climber, it's diagonal this final round. Knee drives across. Eyes up and forward. Watch that position of the head and neck. As we start to droop that chin forward. So retract that chin back. Try to be long through your neck. Excellent. 10 seconds to go. 2, 1, and here we roll. Roll it on over. Your choice on what kind of bridge you want to work. I'm going to continue with that frog bridge. Soles of the feet together. Good. As soon as you get there, you can begin. 30 seconds from now. If you want to catch your breath a little bit, you can hold the top of that bridge, kind of slow down your repetitions a bit. Otherwise, pulse it up and down. Relax those eyes closed. We have 15 seconds left. Give those eyes a break. We stare at the screens, probably more than any of us would prefer. Works our eyes just a little bit more. Final 10 seconds. Stay focused on being long for your lower back. Want to avoid any kind of pinching sensation. And all done there. Woo. Coming on up. Final set of squats on this circuit. You have one more round of squatting coming up in our final series. If that little jump squat felt good, you could keep with it for this third or fourth round. When you're ready, here we go. Controlling down, little hop at the top. Anyone needs a break from squatting? Just march here with the knees high as your emphasis. So if you are adding that little hop, kind of absorb back down, sitting back into those heels. Woo. Feeling those quads now, feeling those thighs. Engage those glutes. And 2, 1, finishing out with our glute march. Nice work. You're welcome to run in place here if you prefer. I'm just gonna march it on out, 20 seconds left. We can add a nice little strong arm punch with it. Those of you that are more in the march pattern, good. 10 seconds. Rest break is coming with a nice stretch session. And all done, crew. All right. Take a little side step arm swing. Catch your breath for a second. And then we'll grab some water. Excellent job. Depending upon your time availability, your energy availability this morning, you are welcome to have this be your cool down stretch. Otherwise, it's going to be like our segue in between our circuits. And we're going to start with a standard toe touch. Toes pointing forward. First, start by lifting everything up. Standing up nice and tall, feet just underneath those hips, and then hands on the thighs, chin to the chest. Draw your stomach in as you bow your head down. And just gradually allow the spine to round forward. See how far your hands want to slide on down. If you're comfortable down there, you're welcome to cross the arms over one another. Tuck the chin in, and then just let that head and neck be heavy. Taking a few nice deep breaths into that back of the rib cage. We're always trying to expand those lungs. Keep that airflow going all the way into that lung tissue. And then when you're ready, back up to standing. Whew, fantastic. All right, doorway or a post. After all those push-ups, I'd like to open up through your chest. We do a little pec stretch here. You're gonna bring your hand or arm right up to about 90 degrees, match it up with the shoulder, anchor your hand down and then lean into it. Stepping that same side leg forward, drawing the ribs down as you lean in. Realize it's not the best angle, but all of you here live have done this several times. You're welcome to rotate away from the wall. Take that arm that you're not stretching, reach it out behind you as you turn the head and neck. Come on off, turn it around for the same thing on that second side. So that's a little easier to see. Arm up to 90, anchor the hand, ribs down as you lean into it. Feel that nice open on the front of the pec, your chest area, and then you'll rotate away from the wall, away from your post. Get a nice rotation all the way up to the head and neck. And breathing. Good, walking away from that. Stay there at your position. If you're on a wall, if you can grab a doorway or a countertop, something to hang on to. We're gonna stretch the lats next. So I'm gonna face what I'm gonna grab onto. Soft bend in the knees, take one hand, turn your thumb down towards the floor as you grab on, and then you're gonna walk back, lean back, and then opposite arm reaches under. So we're just looking to lengthen this side body, those lat muscles, one of those biggest muscles that lives in the back of the body. And then use your breath. We'll spend here for about 3 nice deep breaths, in through the nose, out through the mouth. See if that other hand can reach a little bit farther. In, breathing out, up and switch. Same thing, other side. So I step away, reaching out, thumb down towards the floor as I grab on, walking back, looking underneath that same side shoulder. Other hand reaches under. 3 breaths here, friends. And coming up and off from there. Good. Last one we're going to do at the wall. Our wall overhead stretch. So you're going to place the hands about shoulder height, walk the feet back, draw your stomach in, and then lower the head between the arms. This can also work well like off the countertop or the back of the couch, putting your hands on the counter or the back of the couch. And then as you keep the stomach pulled in so you don't overarch your lower spine, just invite your heart to lower down a little bit closer each time. Knees should have a little baby bend in them, but you can kind of play with that position of the knees, looking to extend them a little bit more. See if you can feel it a bit more in your hamstrings. And release from there, coming on up. Great job. All right, go ahead and grab a drink. Our final stretch is going to be our quad stretch before we get into this next series. So standing up nice and tall, grabbing onto one foot. Pulling that foot up. Our goal is to have that heel to be able to touch the glute. I'm a little stiff on this side today. So you're not overarching, drawing that shoulder back at the same time. 10 more seconds. If you'd like to take it into that forward lean, bend into that support knee, leaning out. And release. Great job. In between sides, open up those inner thighs, walking those feet nice and wide. Our Cossack stretch or Cossack lunge. Leaning towards the one side, keeping the feet anchored down, gripping the toes as you push those knees wide. Good. Eyes up, reach those arms straight out, just like when we practice our squats. We want that chest to stay vertical. Nice. Good, Amy. There you go, Jean. Yep. Yeah. Once you get about 2 or maybe 3 on each side, start to shimmy those feet back in, and then we'll get that quad stretch on our second leg. Good. Pulling that other foot up, heel towards the glute, and we'll hold this one for 20. Root down into that support leg for the second 10 seconds. As you reach the chest forward, you want to focus on driving that back thigh up. A little extra challenge for the balance here. 3, 2, 1, and release on that side. All right, friends, one more drink of water. Our exercise is coming up next. We're gonna be working a suitcase deadlift, meaning the weight's gonna be on the side of our body, just like our old school luggage, our old school suitcase. In between legs, or rather in between arms, we're gonna be doing a little bit of blood flow work with our side shuffle work, a little bit of grapevine action, and then we'll come back and we'll do that suitcase deadlift on the opposite side. Then you're gonna have the option. I'm gonna demo the overhead tricep extension. Anyone that knows the dip, if you wanna do a dip off a chair or a bench, you're welcome to it. And then our final exercise of the circuit is meant to be a weighted squat called our goblet squat, holding a weight right underneath our chin, coming all the way through that range of motion, standing all the way up. We're gonna work 30 seconds for each exercise with about 10 seconds to transition. Any questions before we start it out? All right. So we'll start here at 15 seconds. Go ahead and find a moderate weight that you want to use for that deadlift. You don't need to be crazy on this deadlift. Feet just underneath the hips, toes are pointing forward. So let's have it, hold it in your left hand. Draw that shoulder back, draw the belly in, and then when you're ready, we're practicing a long spine here. Bowing down, bringing that weight right beside the ankle. And standing tall at the top. Whenever we're holding weight on one side of the body, there'll be that tendency to kind of twist through that torso. So focus to not let the hips twist away. Just long spine, bowing straight down. Good job. One more time. And then as you put it down to rest, make sure you use all those same mechanics. Clear your space. We're going to work our side shuffle first. So then as you stand tall, you go side shuffle. You can swing through the arms, nice and tall. Just kind of warm up this lateral motion. It's our first of 3 rounds. Eyes up and forward. Very good. 10 seconds left. Flow with it. Enjoy the movement. And back to your deadlift. As you come on back to the deadlift, now you're going to take the weight on the right side of your body. Feet in, toes forward, lifting up nice and tall. 2, 1, here we go. Keeping those hips square as you bow down. Head and neck nice and neutral. So as my chest bows forward, I want to look down towards the floor. And as I stand tall, kind of be awkward if I was still looking down. Stand tall, looking up and forward. So just allow the neck to follow the pattern with the rest of the spine. And remember, squeeze that tush, squeeze your glutes. Use those big muscles to pull yourself up. Final time, and take that rest. All right, we have either the option of your dip, you want to use a bench or a chair, or the tricep extension. I recommend the overhead extension instead of the kickbacks, just because we're already doing some hinging motions. So either up to overhead or on your dip. 2, 1, here we go. Bend and extend. So Sharon, try not to move through your torso a whole lot. I'd like to see that upper, like that hips and shoulders kind of stationary, and that movement just happening at the elbows for this overhead extension. Sometimes our hip ribs will start to flare out, so tuck them down. Good, Amy. 3, 2, 1, resting there. Maybe the same weight you're using works great for your weighted squat. If you want to grab a different weight, I'm going to hold what I have right underneath the chin. Set the feet slight toe out. And then when you're ready, it's our final exercise on this first round. So all the way down into that deep squat, avoiding any kind of pain. And then just Sharon, you're so mobile in that squat. Make sure you don't go so far down that those hips kind of drop under. Stays nice and tight. That looks better. Very good. 10 seconds, friends. Breathing in as you lower, breathing out as you stand. Stand and smile. And take that rest. Great work. And take just over 20 seconds. Time to grab a drink, make any adjustments to the weights. This will be our second of 3 rounds coming up next. We'll start back with the suitcase deadlift on your left arm. All right, on the left side, midline neutral, and here we go. Square through that torso, pushing those hips straight back. And this should definitely, especially those of you that have some of those heavier weights. I know a couple of you have like those 35 to 50-pound weights. I would just be cautious to not go so heavy here, because these do challenge the muscles of our spine and all those little stabilizers different than when we're holding on with 2 hands or have it between our legs. All right, final time. Remember to use those strong mechanics when you set it back down. That's our whole purpose of training all this. And then in between legs, now you'll have the option for the grapevine or karaoke. Cross in front, cross behind. I have to step on Moose's tail. Eyes up, moving through. Excellent, good, great footwork in this crew. Try not to catch any rocks as you step. Swivel those arms side to side. Get a nice opening through your torso as you grapevine up and down. 10 seconds left. Good ones. All righty, making your way back to the start and pausing there. 15 seconds. Take some nice deep breaths and we'll make our way back to that deadlift. Bringing your weight onto your right side. Walking the feet in so those toes are pointing forward. Midline strong and neutral. Begin when you're ready. Bowing down, standing tall. The other thing that we get to focus on when you're holding that weight in one hand is it's easier to focus a bit more on that shoulder blade position. So trying to squeeze that shoulder blade back, similar to engagement of when we're doing those dumbbell rows to help hold that weight nice and close. Right beside the ankle and up. Looking smooth, Jean. Nice, Kathy, standing tall, good. 2, 1, pausing there. Tricep extensions or your dip off the bench. Stomach in, reaching up nice and high. Here we go. Awesome. Nice dips, Kathy. Squeeze those glutes. Those of you that are here with me with these overhead extensions. So while we're largely working the backs of the upper arms, we can also still work the backside. Engage that midline, flex your thighs. Eyes up and forward. 10 seconds to go. Woo. Building those strong triceps. Get that little horseshoe muscle in the back of the arms. 3, 2, 1, and resting there. Good. Give yourself a second to transition. We're back to our weighted squat. So whatever you'd like to hold, if you feel comfortable weighting your squats. Gonna walk those feet out about hip width apart. Holding that weight underneath the chin, or you could hold one in each hand up at the shoulders. And then when you're ready, coming down. We talk a lot about the weight in the heels, but that doesn't mean that you should push your weight all the way back, that you lose engagement through the toes. Try to just feel that full foot anchoring down, pushing through the heels as well as your big toe. There's lots of value in keeping that big toe strong. Helps our walking mechanics so we don't kind of develop bunions and such when we push off a different spot on the foot. 1 or 2 more reps here. Looking strong, friends. And there's our 30-second break. Excellent. 1 more time to go. So grab a drink. Bring over whatever weights you want to use for our 3rd and final time. Back to that suitcase deadlift here in 10 seconds. Left side of the body. If anyone's feeling a little stiff with it on the suitcase deadlift, you can widen your feet and work between the legs. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Sometimes it might be a little bit more of those stabilizer muscles than you feel ready for. So always use your intuition. Especially when I can't be there with you in person to talk about any adjustments. Breathing in as you lower, breathing out as you stand. 10 seconds left. Really nice, everyone. Beautiful long spine positions. It's gotten a lot better, Amy. Yep, pushing those hips back. Final time. And rest. Good. Back to our grapevine. Or that side shuffle. Coming right to it. Cross in front, cross in back. Swivel through that torso. Let those arms swing. Excellent, good. Nice and light. When you're just smooth at this agility work, it helps reduce your risk of falling. Or if you do trip on something, it helps allow your body to have that agility and that strength in your midline to catch yourself if you fall. All right, take it back to the start and pausing there. Final set of deadlifts coming up next. I'm gonna give you a little extra second to catch your breath. We'll start here in 15. Onto your right side of the body. Toes forward, midline strong. So don't let those pelvis and those hips rock forward. 2, 1, and final bit of deadlifts. Staying connected to that breath. Breathing in on the down, breathing out on the up. Tall chest, like I'm trying to lift the top of my head as much as I can up towards the sky. Watching that we don't overarch as we stand up. Just stacking those shoulders right over top of the hips. Wonderful. All right, final time. And pause. And what we have left, 2 exercises left. Either your dips or your overhead extensions. And then we'll finish out with the squats. All righty, coming into position. Here we go. Watch so we don't hyperextend those knees. So just keep a little mini baby bend in the knees. Kind of still feel the toes engage on the ground. Flexing the thighs and the glutes. Halfway through. Eyes up and forward, ribs down. Excellent job. 2, 1, and get ready for your final squats. However you want to weight these last bit of squats, something that you can hold a nice tall chest position, keeping your eyes up and forward. Set the feet. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Excellent. Breathing in on the down, knees pushing wide, pushing tall as you stand, eyes up and forward. Excellent. Good squats, Jean. Woo! Strong group here today. 10 seconds left now. Keep breathing through it. Moving strong. Good. Maybe one more time. Sinking down, standing tall, and rest. Woo! Nice work. Set those weights down. Let's grab your water. Let's stay on our feet for the first portion, and then we're going to cool down on the ground. So yes, I'm going to follow your lead there, Amy. Just some nice little tree branch arms. Maybe going into those, letting the arms bend. Tap the front of the torso, tap the back of the torso. Excellent for both a warm up and or a cool down. Keep that circulation through your spinal column. And just give a little awareness to those organs on the inside. Just a little tap, saying hello. All right, let's take your front hand. And now you're going to move that thumb area so you're tapping just underneath those collarbones. Gonna wake up those lungs. The back hand still taps the back of the torso, right about the area of your kidney. Just letting those arms be nice and heavy. You're welcome to turn that head and neck as well. A couple more of the hands in front of the body, up by the lungs. And then we're gonna unwind to then come back down. Now we're tapping the front of the torso, back of the torso. Good, nice rhythm. And then when you're ready, we'll take it into those nice willow branch arms, floating the arms away from the body, and just practice gradually coming to a stop. Awesome. All right, one more toe touch, and then we're gonna make our way down to the floor, walking those feet in, draw that stomach in, bow the chin down to the chest, and then let's see where your range of motion is after all that work. Sometimes we'll feel a little bit stiffer at the end of a workout. Sometimes our body is like, no, I got a little bit more length now. I've got a little bit more length personally. Breathing in the bottom position. And then when you're ready, instead of standing up, let's just walk the hands out and make your way down to the mat. We'll start with child stretch, and we're going to do a child side stretch with our leg, inner thigh opening as well. So we're going to hit a combo of things. So from hands and knees, you're going to take your right leg, extend it out to the side, sole of the foot kind of grips down onto your mat, and then take your right arm, reach it towards your left hand. From here, we're going to rock the hips back, bow the head down. Breathing in as you rock forward, breathing out as you lower back. You want to get a nice lengthening through that inner thigh on your outstretched leg. Maybe a little bit of a stretch into that lat. If you want to reach your right arm even past that left hand, you can. One more time, forward and back. And rest. Good job. Walk that right leg in between legs. Let's take a moment into down dog. Get a good stretch for those calves after all those grapevines. So hips go high, chin tucks in. And now we're going to focus on the heels, pedaling one heel down and then the other. Maybe a couple more on each side. And then return back to hands and knees. And we'll balance out the second side. So now it's going to be your left leg kicks out to the side. Turn, instead of being on the side of the ankle, turn the sole of the foot down, grip those toes. Left hand comes over towards the right. And now we rock back here. And just bow the head down. Ideally, we try to rock those hips all the way back to the heel on your right leg. Breathing in on the forward rock. Breathing out as you take it back. Draw the chin in, looking down towards the ground. One or two more. Fantastic. When you finish that, go ahead and make your way onto your back. Go ahead and hug those legs in. Roll yourself into a little ball. We'll have almost always starting with that double kneaded chest. Rocking side to side. And then when you're ready, continue to hug your right leg in. Let's go ahead and extend your left leg straight out, kind of sliding your heel out on the ground. Focus to try to push your left thigh down into the mat as you pull your right knee towards your right shoulder. So another opening for those inner thighs. Then we can add a little ankle roll through that right leg as well. When you're ready, roll the ankle the other direction, point the toes, lift the toes, get some good movement there. Excellent. Then let's switch legs. Extend the right leg. And now interlace those hands, grab in front of that left knee. And now pull that left knee out to the sides of your torso, like you're trying to pull it towards the shoulder. And be aware of that right thigh. Push it down to that floor. And now circle the left ankle around. It's common to have those clicks and pops in there. Rotate the other way. Got all those different joints and areas that come together. All right, we're gonna go back to the first leg. So left leg goes straight. We're gonna come back to the right leg. We're gonna start with that glute stretch. So you'll interlace the hands, start to pull the knee towards the opposite shoulder. So right knee towards the left shoulder, open up through that outer glute area. Just a short stretch here. And now we're gonna bring that left thigh back up and make our way into figure four. So right foot to the left thigh. Interlace the hands around that left thigh as you hug it in. And then take the foot and toes of that right side and draw it back towards the right knee. Ooh. And all of you are like ready for that sciatic nerve floss on that left leg, but let's just stay in this nice strong figure four for a couple more breaths, pulling those toes back, keeping that hip lengthening and opening. And then from there, when you're ready, now we'll start to move through that left leg, extending it, pointing the toes towards you or pull them towards you. Point the foot towards the sky, draw it back towards you, and with the toes drawn back in, now you'll hug that knee down and in. A couple more. Up, point, flex, and bend. One more time on this side. Whew, good. In between legs, we're going to go a little happy baby. Give a little break from that position. Elbows on those inner knees. Grab those outer ankles. If you can make it to the bottoms of the feet. Rock your body side to side. Can you even imagine? It feels like so long ago, right? Anyone have memories of being a little kid? Or you can just imagine, we all have some kind of little kids in our lives we've gotten to see. What would be that freedom of just being able to be on your back? So watching the clouds go by, try to tap into that feeling as of when we get into adulthood here. Remember that freedom as a little tyke. All right, when you're ready, we're going to balance it out with that glute stretch and figure four on your left hip. So start by extending that right leg straight out. Interlace the hands in front of that left shin and knee. And now we're going to glide and guide that leg across towards your right shoulder. Start with that glute stretch through that left hip. A couple of breaths here. And when you feel like that hip's starting to lengthen, now we'll bring the right leg up to match. So I put my left foot on that right thigh, interlace the hands around that right thigh, hugging it in. Drawing the foot and toes of the left foot back towards that left knee. Feel how that also adds to a little bit of opening on that outer left hip. Breathing a couple of times in this position. Wonderful. And then when you're ready, we can start to add that right leg into the equation, extending that bottom of the foot up towards the sky, draw the toes back, point the foot away. And then as you draw it back towards the face, keep it there as you bend the knee back down. Good. And then up again, a couple more times. Point, extend, bend. Final time through. Hugging it down, breathing in, and release. Fantastic. All right, everybody, go ahead and lie flat on the ground. Extend both legs. Start to bring your arms up to overhead. Call this like our good morning stretch, I guess. Like a nice big good morning, lengthening through the body like you just woke up out of bed and you're just like, oh, okay. Couple of breaths here. You can circle your arms out to the side along the mat. And either keep them at the sides, or it's a really great opportunity to bring one hand onto your heart area, one hand onto your belly, and just take that brief moment to remember all the many miracles our body handles every day, throughout the day. If there's anything you need to communicate to your body, anything that you want to apologize for, if you've been critical of yourself, any support you'd like to ask your body for. Otherwise, just feel into some thanks, feel into some gratitude. Stay there as long as you'd like. Bruce says, all right, I'll stay right here. Thank you so much for moving with us today. Stay hydrated, stay healthy, and looking forward to moving with you next time.